The Mad Titan known as Thanos is back in Marvel's cosmic universe, and there's kind of a price on his head. Hello and welcome to the show with reviews. I'm Auram, and today we're going to be talking about Thanos #1, Batgirl #5, and Civil War II #7. I know, I'm talking a lot about Civil War II, but it needs to be said. So let's just jump right into reviewing Thanos. Overall, this book was really good. Jeff Lemire is one of those writers who is not like a superstar celebrity type guy, but he writes a lot of stuff, and everything he writes is just top-notch quality. One of the best things that Lemire does here is just the power that he instills in Thanos without even showing him. Like, the first few pages, Thanos isn't even in, and you are immediately afraid and well aware of this Mad Titan's presence. And what's super cool to me is he does this without employing any cliches, like a bunch of characters just like bowing down to him or saying like, oh, you're Thanos, the mighty, the great, blah, blah, blah. He just shows up and you're like, oh shit, this guy means business. It's just good writing, basically. In terms of continuity, I don't know where this book takes place. I think it takes place after Civil War II, after he broke out, after being captured and stuff like that. But I do think it's also kind of a spiritual successor to the Thanos Imperative and those types of books, the like Thanos kind of tie-in books that have been going on for years. I've never read them, so I'm not entirely sure, but I've heard they're great, so I don't know. Anyway, this was just all around a solid book. The premise, which there's actually a few premises, I don't know. They were all great. There's a couple of things that are being set up in this #1 issue that looks like we're going to get at least in the first story arc, maybe the first 2 or something like that, and they're all super intriguing to me. My one worry, and this is just a worry that I have with pretty much every cosmic book or every book that may be a part of a side of Marvel that I'm not reading, is that I just hope it's not too cemented in the cosmic stuff, because I'm not reading Guardians, I'm not reading Nova or Star-Lord or anything like that, so I just hope it doesn't tie into that. That's one of the reasons I dropped Legendary Star-Lord back when that was a book, because it tied into Black Vortex, and I wasn't reading any of the other books that tied into that, so I was just left kind of like, oh, well, meh. I just kind of hope this is maybe not self-contained, but not super heavily tied into anything else. Oh, and the art is great too. It's classic Mike Deodato fare. You know what you're gonna get, you know you're gonna like it. Okay, so Batgirl here is an interesting issue because I like the story overall. It's been fun through and through, but I have a lot of gripes and just, maybe not gripes or flaws really, just like concerns with the book, I guess. The main one is that just this type of story, the one that they're doing in these first 5 issues with all the crazy new characters or just not very popular characters that I don't know anything about, it really benefits from either reading in trade back to back or having a recap thing at the beginning of each issue like Marvel does, and DC doesn't do that. So a lot of the time, especially in this issue, I'm left trying to remember what the hell happened last month and the month before, because they're making all these callbacks and stuff, and I'm left kind of confused, but it's still a lot of fun. Like, you could pick this comic up even without having read the previous 4 issues, and you'd probably still have fun with it. And I don't think that's a detriment to the writer in any way. I think it just, this story that he's wanting to tell here benefits more from the Netflix model of binging it, or at least having something to remind you of what happened in the story before you pick up this next issue. It's just kind of the folly of a book coming out month to month instead of like week to week or day to day or anything like that, unless you have like a super eidetic memory and you remember everything. But I don't, because I'm not Batgirl, so there are some interesting things that I've noticed about this book as a whole. One of them being that Batgirl's inner monologue is told through thought bubbles, which is not something that has been used in modern comics for a while. Normally, it's those little text box thingies with like a gradient background or a solid background normally that just represent the inner thoughts of a character, but here we're actually using thought bubbles, which is something that was used a long time ago and something that you don't see a lot in modern comics now. I thought that was pretty interesting. I kind of prefer the text boxes, but it's fine. Another little quirk of the book, which I actually super enjoy, is the way that they show foreign language being translated. Normally it's just the 2 little triangle bracket type things around the text and then a little asterisk that says what language it's being translated from, but here it's the text in an orange color instead of the normal black, with the kind of writing of the language in the bottom left to tell you what language it is. In this case, I think it's Chinese, but I can't honestly remember. So I thought that was super cool. It's a very easy and seamless way to show you that they're speaking another language without having to look out for those little brackets. Other than that, I think the way that Batgirl beat the villain in this issue was pretty neat. It wasn't just a punch through the problem type of solution, and it's something that seems like it's going to stick with her for a while, so I am interested to see how they deal with that in the issues to come. Yeah, so I'm definitely enjoying this. I'm just a little bit tentative as to where this is going and if I'm going to be able to read this month to month or have to submit and trade weight it, but I'm not sure. Just overall, I'm enjoying it, so pick it out if you want to. Okay, Civil War II, maybe the 4th or 5th time I've talked about this series. We're on issue 7 now, there's 2 more left, and issue 6 provided like a shred of hope. There's a little bit of hope of this series going back to being good like the first few issues were, but nothing happens. Nothing happens in this issue. Like, literally nothing. All we learn is that Ulysses, because of a vision he had, now wants Carol to stop fighting Stark, and that Carol and Stark are going to fight next issue. The entirety of this issue could have been summed up in a couple of pages. I mean, honestly, they should have just smushed together 7 and 8, and probably 5 and 6 as well. It makes me really confused as to how and why there needed to be a 9th issue. Originally, this was supposed to be an 8-issue series, as far as I know, and then they added a 9th one on. So, like, did they just increase the fight scene in issue 5, or did they want this issue to be more just filler and nothingness? I don't know. One of the huge complaints about Bendis that I don't want to super get into here is his decompression writing, where he will take a long time to tell a story issue to issue, but a lot of the time it's good. A lot of the time there are things happening, at least maybe not super huge things in each issue, but there are nice character moments, which there are a few in here, but overall, in this issue, really nothing happens. And at this point, I'm honestly just kind of waiting for this series to end. We know how it's going to end because of Marvel Now. Someone's gonna kill Stark, whether it be Carol, Ulysses, or someone else. Someone's gonna kill Stark, end of story. Issue 8 is probably just going to be Stark's death, and then issue 9 is going to be setting up Carol's book, or something else, just closing the series down. I don't know. I hope at least the last 2 issues will be good. And yes, there were some good things with this book, most notably being that Carol is kind of realizing the bad things that she's done. She's kind of just sobering up and just being nicer, I guess. And it was also super rad to see the Old Man Logan artists kind of guest in this book. They drew Ulysses' vision, which had Old Man Logan in, and it looked like it just took place in like the Old Man Logan universe, which was actually pretty cool. So yeah, I really don't care about this series anymore. The first few issues were super good, then it kind of fell off the wagon, then we had some hope, and now it's back to being pretty bad. So I don't really feel anything for this series anymore. I just kind of want it to wrap up so we can go full force into Marvel Now and just ignore it. There you have it, folks. Those are the reviews that I have for you this week. Let me know what you thought about the stuff that you picked up this week, or just what you thought about the books that I read. And of course, before I head out, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything that I upload every Saturday. That all being said, thank you so much for watching. Next time, my camera batteries don't all die simultaneously in the middle of filming, because that's just annoying.